Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right. Now, you know my guys from the city, we're going to get on y'all all sitting in the back like that. I'll let Haki get y'all in just a few. It's all right. Good morning again, everyone. My name is Ruben Grant, and I have the great pleasure of welcoming everyone here this morning. I am the chair of the board of directors for Young Fathers of Central Florida. And wow, it is so great to see a lot of familiar faces out here. You know, that I've seen over the years here, our gold members, as we talk about there. And it's wonderful to see a bunch of fresh new faces in here. Thank you all for coming on out, braving the cold winter up north and come down to this kind of rough morning we got here in Central Florida, all of what, 60 degrees today? I'm originally from Chicago, so yeah, I think it's like -4 right now. So I'm much happier down here. We just want to thank everybody for being with us here, you know, coming out to the conference. Haki and I were talking a little bit last night, and it's kind of hard to believe how many years we've been doing this down here in Central Florida. And the thing you got to say is, bro, we just do work. And it's good to be in this room because there's a lot of other folks here like-minded. We all just do work. And that's what we're here for today, is to talk about the work we do and how to improve upon it, how to replicate the things that are doing well, and how to avoid the pitfalls that others have already gone into. So I want to thank each and every one of you all for being here. And one of the things I got to do, because you know, I'm a part of the tourist industry in my regular 9 to 5. When y'all get done at 4 o'clock, go out there and spend some money in our local Central Florida area, going out to dinner, lunch, you know, a few little spots. And if you don't know, one of my personal favorites, Chef Eddie's. I'll tell you what to get over there. It's a good spot. So, and I've got the commissioner coming up, so I had to say that. So just so you know. But thank you again. If there's anything any of the volunteers can do to assist, please do not hesitate. That's what we're here for. We want to make sure that you are completely accommodated, and that anything that we can do to help out to make sure that this conference is a complete success for each and every one of you. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody awake?
Yes.
All right, good. Well, I wanted to come down, and I've had a chance to meet Key a number of years ago when I first got elected to the county commission, and a big supporter of Key and everything he's been doing for the Young Fathers of Central Florida, really promoting and helping those young men become better fathers. Being a single father myself, I told him we probably have older fathers in Central Florida, but we have there's a lot of issues, you know, our young men that have to face as far as dealing with fatherhood, and he has done such a tremendous job. So I want to thank you for everything that you're doing, and thank you for you know, spreading the word about all the great programs and what you do here in our community for other communities around the country and the state of Florida. Thank you. I came today with a proclamation that I'd like to read. It came from Mayor Jacobs and the Board of County Commissioners, and it reads as, whereas Young Fathers of Central Florida provides fathers under the age of 24 with supportive, community-based resources to assist them in actively participating in the lives of their children and families in order to strengthen their communities. And whereas the goal of the program is to reach 75% of low-income fathers who are isolated and have no reliable support system, and live within 10 miles of their child, and provide them with educational and vocational opportunities. Whereas Young Fathers of Central Florida offers 5 comprehensive programs, giving fathers the tools and resources they need to grow into responsible individuals. And whereas the 4th Annual National Teen and Young Fatherhood Conference, the only conference of its kind held in the United States, pretty amazing, will take place on February 26th, 2016 at the Holden Heights Community Center in Orlando. Whereas the National Teen and Young Father Conference addresses issues facing 14 to 24-year-old fathers, powerful speakers, and life-changing workshops focus on innovative teen father programming, proven parenting techniques, unique obstacles teen fathers face in education, legal issues, mental health issues, and identifying the employment resources. It is now therefore I, Teresa Jacobs, our county mayor, by virtue of the authority vested in her as Orange County Mayor, do hereby proclaim the week of February 22nd through the 26th, 2016, as Young Fathers Week in Orange County, Florida, and encourage all citizens of Orange County to learn about the issues and concerns that young fathers and their families face every day. Done in order this 22nd day of February 2016. So with that, I just want to thank all of you for being here. We'll stick around for a little bit. Here's some of the presentations, and then we'll just wish you guys a great conference this week. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Boyd. Now, putting on a great conference requires that you get a lot of support from your volunteers and financial support. And this company has been behind us, ever since they pretty much met us. You may have walked in and you might have seen Paulina from Molina. We love saying that. Paulina from Molina. She started with us, a little over a year ago, and Molina's healthcare has been with us every step of the way since then. And I don't want to steer left under, so we're going to have Harold Ford come up here, who is our #1 sponsor here for this conference here for Molina Healthcare.
I also want to acknowledge Paulina. Paulina, you got to raise your hand. Paulina's going to be here all day, and if you wanted to come up and say something, you can. I haven't had the opportunity to meet hockey, and find out a lot more about this organization at our Community of Champions Awards dinner last year, where we try to acknowledge, recognize, and support organizations that are doing great things in the community. And just finding out about the organization at that event, I told Hockey at that time if there's ever anything that we could do, we definitely want to continue to get support. And I'm thankful I'm able to come here and do so. But before I continue, have any of y'all heard our nice corny commercials on the radio? Millennium Extended Family? No?
I've seen television spots.
That means I'm not doing my job. But we have some, I like to call them, corny commercials that kind of talk about, we're your extended family. And although it's said in jest in some of our commercials, that really is how we look at it. With Molina Healthcare, I think one of the things that makes us different is that we recognize that for every parent, for every father, for every mother, one of the most important things that anyone wants for their child is for them to be healthy. And what we're here to do is to try to help you to reach that goal. So Paulina and I will be here throughout today and tomorrow. Paulina more so than myself. And if you have any questions about healthcare issues, especially related to Medicaid, we're here to answer those questions. A lot of times people are signed up and they're not aware of all of the benefits that are available to them. Things like you can have free transportation to and from a doctor. So the fact that you can have, the child can have free vision and free dental care. We want people to know about these benefits so that they can start to utilize them and, once again, make sure that people are healthy. So if there's anything that we can do, please let us know. And we're just thankful to be a part of this event. Thank you. I've been listening out for those Molina commercials.
I've heard it.
The television
94.5, who is also another sponsor.
TV.
Just another plug going in there for you guys. At this time, I want to bring up our executive director, Mr. Hockey and Kruma. Come on, start making your way up here, Hockey. Was about 9 years ago. Yeah, we were at a frat meeting. We're both men of the illustrious fraternity Phi Beta Sigma. That's another plug. And Sidney Chaplin, he got to talking about young fatherhood and being a responsible father and what he used to do in New York and how he's about to get this going down here in Central Florida. I was like, I got to catch up with this dude and see what he's talking about. Next thing I know, I'm volunteering. Next thing I know, I'm on the board. Next thing I'm doing all this stuff. My wife is getting in on it. She's working all kinds of things. And folks is like, it's just amazing. It's a small group of people, but we do a lot of work. A lot of work and a lot of good in this community. It's just amazing how 9 years has passed. And then where we were then and where we are now. And this room full of, like I said, good workers. Just fruits of the labor, so to speak. So, Hockey, come on up, bro.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. You're going to learn today. We do the work that we do, I always start off with those like Ruben that volunteer hours of their time to do the work that we're doing. So I'm gonna shout them out right now. We have Crystal Armstrong. Crystal is the one that, well, all of them can holler at me, but Crystal and Stephanie are the best at it, hollering at me, telling me what to do, pushing me around, bossing me around. But Crystal is the one that helps me with the grants, writing curriculum for our program, so she's very instrumental, and she's available for me at any time. Stephanie Grant, Ruben's wife. Stephanie is the artist. She does all the creative stuff. She was here today with a big cutting board, like fixing stuff up. So she's the creative one of the team. Next is Rochelle Smith. She's one of our board members. If you're in this area, you would probably see her on television. I think it's Channel 4, one of the stations. She's a financial planning and financial expert. She gives all advice on how you spend your money. Then we have Greg Bird in the back. Greg Bird is the one that doesn't talk much, but he's always there to get the job done. And he never, I don't think you sleep, man. Where do you sleep? Like, he's always doing something for an organization throughout the community. So I don't know where he gets the time to do it, but he's there all the time. And we have Nisi. That's the music. That's the music. She'll set up anywhere, anytime, any place. All right, and here's my son, Jai. He's not going to say much, and he's a young guy, so he takes his time, but he's there. He's there. At this time, what I like to do is we call it a roll call. When I go to conferences, too often we have people attend conferences that really don't talk to other people and meet other people. So that's why we have 2 opportunities during this conference the first day to make that happen. 1 is the roll call, and 2 is in the afternoon we have what's called speed networking. And Crystal and Stephanie's going to run that. So all of you in this room here will get the opportunity to speak with at least half of them, maybe half, one-on-one. Tell them who you are, where you're from. But what we're going to do now is that each one of you, do we have another mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's up there.
John? We're going to have each one of you tell us who you are, where you're from, and tell us, briefly the organization you work with and the work that you do. Just briefly, because you're going to have opportunities to get more into what you do at a later time. But just let me tell you why we have this conference. The reason I started this conference is because I've been working in fatherhood for over 20 years. And those of you who know, there's what's called the International Fatherhood Conference. It's the largest conference in the country. And that conference, it might be, 300-400 men and women throughout the country. But they never gave teen and young fathers a platform. They always ignored teen and young fathers. And I went to a conference in 2009 in New Orleans, and I did a survey. It wasn't official, because they wouldn't let me do that, but I did it anyway. And I got to about 150 guys, and I basically asked them, at what time does your organization begin working with teen and young fathers? The average age was 26. I just couldn't believe it was that high. I said, we're giving our young boys 10 years to be absent, dysfunctional fathers. Man, they got mad at me. They said, this guy won't let me. He's running around giving a survey telling us that we only work with guys until they're 26. I said, well, I don't know why you get mad at me. You did the survey. It's your organization. Is your signature at the bottom of this page, or is it mine? It's yours. So don't tell me that I'm stirring up problems. I just wanted to show that you guys are waiting too long. Most fatherhood programs don't like working with teen and young fathers because they're not easy to work with. The older fathers, it's easy to work with them because most of them have issues. child support, custody battles. But young guys, people ignore it. That's why my first book was titled Young Fathers, the Forgotten. I had to go to London, England, 2010, to attend my first and only Young Fathers Conference. And the title of and the theme of their conference was Not So Invisible. The host is the Fatherhood Institute. If you ever want to see a fatherhood program that's doing great work, go online, look up Fatherhood Institute London, England. Now those are guys that's doing some serious work. Okay, so that's why we do this conference, because there was no platform. So I said we need to do our own conference then. We need to invite practitioners and people across the country who's doing fatherhood work. And most often, they think they're the only ones doing it. They think whenever I go across the country and talk to a young father organization or group, they think they're the only one. They said, what? You guys have a young and teen fatherhood conference? I said, yes. So that's why we do it. That's the purpose of this conference, to begin to network organizations like yours so that we can strengthen this whole fatherhood field, teen and young fatherhood field in this country, not just here. Okay, because there's young fatherhood programs throughout the country, but they're scattered. I was speaking to a young gentleman in Los Angeles who was trying to get to this conference. They have a teen fatherhood program in Los Angeles Hospital. He was trying to get here, but they couldn't get him the funding. So there's organizations, and the platform is here, and the networking is here. So that's the purpose of this conference. To come here, talk about the work that you're doing, so that we can begin to network and build a strong system where we can help each other survive. And we can help each other grow financially. That's why we're doing capacity building workshops. And, we're going to talk about getting your organization money so that it can thrive. Because no one wants to give young men money. No one. Especially if they're young African American men or young minority men, they definitely don't want to give them money. And all my fathers in Lake County, white, they don't want to give them money. Okay? So that's the purpose of this conference. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this young brother here. And just give him the mic and just tell us who you are, where you're from.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Kobe Brown. I represent New Young Fathers. My role is the Vice President. President, Brother Andre Dandridge. He's on his way from Miami. So he should be here within the next 20, 30 minutes. Our organization originated in Detroit. That's where we put in our work. Now that Dre has relocated back to Florida, Miami, we're starting to develop our niche here in Central Florida. I do curriculum design. I also work in the education department, correctional. I teach. So I also have statistics on young men who live in residential facilities who are fathers. Thank you, and more to come.
Yeah, Andre, just to tell you about Andre, who will be doing the workshop this morning. Andre called me about maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I guess. And Brother Robert Johnson connected us together out of Atlanta and gave him my number. And he and I was on the phone for about 5 minutes, and he said, Mr. Hakeem, you don't remember me? You don't know who I am? I said, no, I don't remember you. He said, 5 years ago I met you and you told me about young fathers, and I told you that I was really interested in talking to you about that. So he said, we talked, and I forgot that we had conversations about that. He said, you were the first guy that I met in this country that was doing serious young fathers work. So it was happy to hear from him, and that's why I'm glad that he's here today. His workshop is going to be dynamic.
When he comes, I'll let you know that he can speak on his own behalf too.
Okay, gotcha.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Robert Guy. I'm with Seminole County Public School. The organization that I represent is Young Men of Excellence. It's a minority male program. Started 3.5 years ago at Seminole High School. We have a class of 100 black young males, and now we predominantly in 5 high schools, and we have over 300 guys in the program total.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is
Maurice Daniels. I am representing the Florida Department of Health in Seminole County. I am the liaison to Dr. Swanee Jett, who is the first black CHO in Seminole County. He's also the NACHO National President. We are excessively interested in the health disparities for black and brown youth, as well as partnering with Young Men of Excellence and My Brother's Keeper National Initiative to not only help health disparities for black and brown men, but also guiding young black and brown young men.
My name's Alfred Mann. I'm just here in support of Aki. He came by one of our locations. We have a small barbecue spot there. And weird story, we actually started that business. I became a father at age 18, right out of high school. So I'm one of those guys too that got, you know, in that day you had a baby, you had to get married, you had to be responsible, you had to follow through the whole process. I mean, you had to make it work. So I'm one of those guys, so that we kind of connected in that way. And we started that business based on me trying to create a way to spend time with my kids. I come out of the corporate world, work with Disney, Darden, Bell's Enterprises, traveled all over the world, made good money, but didn't have a lifestyle to spend with family. There's a big part of our society too that doesn't promote family, that has to be dealt with also. Let's get back to that area where family becomes a key component of our society, communities. And there was a time when you left home, you represented your neighborhood, your community. That doesn't exist anymore, so we have to get back to it. So that's kind of the connection here. I look forward to working with Haki and supporting him moving forward.
Tell us the address of your barbecue spot, man. You gotta taste it.
It's a small place. I'm a classical chef, and we just put some of our concepts into this barbecue thing, and it took off. Like I said, I started the business. We're in Boca, Florida, right next to Health Center. It's called Munchie's Live Barbecue on Hempel Avenue. Little old store there, been around forever, called Parker's Grocery. We're right next to that area, but we also have a catering company that we service a lot of some of the athletes, some of the local athletic teams like the Predators and Magic. And we try to fly low, just low key, do what we do. But he sought us out. We have commissioners, basketball players, all kind of people come to visit us at this little location. So I just think that if your heart and mind's in the right place, and you put good energy into anything, you plant those seeds, they grow. People are attracted to that. And that's kind of why I'm here. But we're in Gulf, Florida.
Al was real modest. That's where the celebrity spot is. You want to see celebrity, you're a celebrity seeker. You go by his spot, you see him all there. So he real modest. He all cool and calm. But that's the man, trust me.
I'm going to say good morning once again because I've had a chance to go around to many of the tables and greet people, and so good morning a second time. I've met Haki, I think it was 5 years ago, something like that. He was a presenter at Bethune-Cookman, where I've spent the last 25 years, and for a male summit. And I went into the green room where persons who were going on stage were waiting. And so I'm walking around introducing myself and engaging people in the short conversations, and I get to Haki, and he starts talking about what he does. And I just was fascinated. And so I knew I wanted to know more. And so since that time, we have had lots of conversations, and we have done some things professionally, and I would like to think that we are friends. I am here today to support Young Fathers of Central Florida. My own personal story is that my dad wasn't there, and that's why Young Fathers is so near and dear to me, because of the work Haki is doing to make sure that young fathers are interacting and in the lives of their own children. And so, I'm not here representing Bethune-Cookman University. I took the day off. But I am here because, as many, if not all of you know, Haki and I have just worked on a book together. And the book is called I Wish Someone Had Told Me. And the subtitle is Young Fathers Talk About Their Children and Parenthood and Fatherhood. And it's fascinating. The read is just really good. They have opened themselves up and shared their fears, their joys, At this table here, I read this excerpt for the brothers that are there, and I think they could get what I'm talking about very easily. One line just said, one father said, "I wish someone had told me that you fall in love all over every day." He's talking about his child, and I just think that's wonderful. And so I'm glad to be here. Many of you know me for Shade Trees. My brother here asked me about Shade Trees this morning, and Shade Trees is a poem. It's a gift. Just as I wish someone had told me is a gift. So I know both of those come from God, and so I need to recognize that in public and say thank you, God. And so, but Shade Trees is designed to honor and celebrate and remember people who have been there in your life when they didn't have to. They have given you shade. And so those poems are individually conditioned. Some parts of the poem are standard, but other parts you have to tell me what to include so that person knows it was really written with them in mind. And so I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see all of you. Young fathers, seasoned fathers, fathers to be. It's just wonderful. This is a great place to be this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Brian. I work with the Early Learning Coalition of Orange County. My title is Birth to Third Grade Challenge Facilitator. I have about, I would say, over 12 years of experience working with young people, and I became a father for the first time in about 4 years ago. It was when I became a father. I don't know, it was just something different, and I started something called Ask a Daddy. It's a website called Ask a Daddy. On there, I give different parenting tips, and the way I came up with ideas, I have one of those sisters who, she knows everything. I mean, she knows everything. She, corporate America, master's degree, she, you know, they flew her out because they wanted her to work in New York, so she left Chicago to go to New York because the company wanted me. She knows everything. And so I was just talking to her, and it was about issues, you know, dealing with kids, and I just happened to kind of, you know, tell her about a concept. To me, it was very simple, it was very, you know, like everybody knows this. But she said she did not know. She had never heard of it before. And I was floored, because it's my older sister, she knows everything. So it was at that time I said, you know what, maybe I'm onto something. So I would bounce some other things off of her. So you didn't know that either, huh? You didn't know this? And she was like, well, Brian, that's some really good information. You should try and make it available to everyone. So I created a website called Ask a Daddy. Again, there, you know, I just share different things that I know from the field that I've worked in, as well as having my own children, and different things that I've experienced growing up. My latest post I just put out last night is bullying and how to handle it. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Good morning, family. My name is Carl Root, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I work with the Fulton County government program called Call to Manhood Teen Dads program. That's been in operation since '09. And the Teen Dad program came out of the idea that we would provide rite of passage programming for young black men, because there was such a void in terms of rite of passage. And we found out that we had a large incident of teen pregnancy. A lot of the young men were becoming fathers, so we decided to intervene and try to become a solution to that problem. And that's why I'm here today, to be a part of this model.
Good morning, my name is Evan Williams. I'm with the Early Learning Coalition of Orange County. I specifically work in the Paramore and Golden Heights community, doing a parenting program for those parents that are pregnant up to age 5. So I'm just here to learn more information and pass along to the program that I work with parents on.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Joseph Caesar. I am the Community Center Manager. I run the Dr. J.B. Callahan Neighborhood Center on Paramore. I met Haki probably about 7 years ago, doing some work, and he came in and we really never heard of the concept of helping young fathers. You know, we deal with kids age 5 and 14. And he's just come in and he's really been a mentor to me. I thank him for that. But, you know, just help me. I'm now a parent of a 2-year-old daughter. And, you know, this experience has just been, you know, mind-blowing. I've worked with kids all my career, but having your own, it just changes your life. So I'm here to support Haki, and I love this organization. I'm here with a lot of my colleagues from the city of Orlando. We all run programs, in particular My Brother's Keeper, where we're doing a lot with that initiative. So just here to learn and learn about everybody else in the room.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Eric Presser. I also work for the city of Orlando. I am the assistant manager, recreation specialist at the Johnny Jack Community Center in the Paramount area. I met Haki about 2 or 3 years ago doing programming at our community center. During Young Fathers Week, we had a couple of workshops, and then he approached me about a year and a half ago to start a Young Fathers Initiative with City of Orlando. At first, I was a little hesitant because, again, I was a new young father at the time, and I was still learning. But he wanted me to assist him in teaching, helping young fathers in different situations that they had came in contact with. So through that relationship, it's allowed me to become a stronger father as well.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Wayne Campaign. I'm with the City of Orlando Water Department. I'm here to support with my city family. I'm one of the guys that go to all the community centers. We have about 22 and I help out. So I'm with the public speakers now. I'm just trying to learn everything as much as possible to keep myself growing and help the city grow.
Good morning. My name is Curtis Manning. I'm the center manager at Island Lane Recreation Center. And it's a small rec site in a pretty big community. I feel that through the rec center we get all types from 5 all the way up through young fathers that come in through the park. So I just come to the conference every year. This is like my 3rd conference I've been to, Young Fathers Conference, just to continue to learn more and how to be able to pass on information. Also to use the information I get from the conference in my personal life also. I have 2 children of my own. And I have a 17-year-old who just recently started the dating game as a girlfriend. So this information is very important to me as I hope to be able to guide him through his young adult life.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Gary Allman. I'm the facility manager at Wakeview Community Center. Just blessed to be here. Pray my strength to the Lord.
I just want to quickly say before we move on, all those guys, Evan, Eric, all these guys from the city, they've been instrumental in all the work that we do in the community centers. And Eric is talking, oh, I'm Eric, and Evan is our tech guy. Evan does all the tech work. But in Joe, when I met Joe, he was the assistant manager at Callahan Community Center. That's where we did most of our work with our young guys. Joe has always been there. Then he went over to another center that was smaller, and I remember him asking me, he said, man, you know, because he should have been at Callahan, but you know how the systems work. So I said, no, go and take that job over there, do it well, then you'll get back here. And that's where he is now. He runs Callahan now. So these guys are instrumental in the work that we do. I was talking to someone today, I think it was Joy, and she was saying that sometimes there's father programs that talk but don't walk the walk. But these guys have been there, these guys from the city in particular. They register 10 guys every year. Their leader, Rodney Williams, very supportive. We even started the Young Fathers Initiative with the city at one point. We ran it for like a year and a half. And we probably run it again, but those programs is what keep teen and young father, this movement alive, actually putting in the work. When I first started, they gave me 2 or 3 years. This guy used to bet that I know now, said, man, we used to bet that you would last 2 years. Well, we're going in our 10th year, so a lot of people lost money. I'll say that. Because people are very discouraging when it comes to teen and young fathers. They're just so isolated and ignored. You know, politicians really don't care too much about them. Besides, Mr. because they don't vote. You know, they're not that voting bloc. And child support doesn't care too much about them because none of them work to pay child support because some cities got 60–70% unemployment rate. So they're not giving them jobs. So people just ignore them. They want to shove them up under the rug as though they don't exist. But we pulling that rug out and let them see. These young men need our help. They have children. Someone asked me one time, they said, how you know all the statistics about babies and this and that? And these educated people. I said, well, Young Fathers of Central Florida. We work with fathers. They have children. You know, you don't get it. And we talk about the children of our future during Black History Month and Martin Luther King Day, but what about all the rest of the days? Andre's in the house. I want him to introduce himself.
Thank you, brother. It's an honor and pleasure to be here. My name is Andre Dandridge. I'm with NewYoungFathers.com. This man's website was the model that I used to form our organization. We started off in Michigan, Lansing, Michigan. Now we're doing work in Detroit, Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, and now in Miami. So I'm honored and pleased to be here. I look forward to meeting a lot of you all and building with you. Especially happy to meet this guy face to face.
Andre, we never met. This is the first time, but I told him he's that guy that needs to be pushed out front. Because you know, y'all getting old, so it's like, come on. We need that new leadership. We need that new leadership. I'm known across the country, all of you know that, or most of you know that, but we need that new leadership. We need the young minds to step it up and interact with these young men. We just started, this week, we started the initiative in the Orange County Correctional System. And it just hurt me to see the young guys in there, because we work with the juveniles, 18 and under, and the adults. Brian's worked in the jails before, and it just hurts and pains me to see these young brothers in there, young men who have children, and what our goal is to help them co-parent while they're locked up. Because I was invited to speak at Coleman Penitentiary. Anyone ever heard of Coleman Penitentiary?
Yes.
Who said yeah?
Right.
Right. Coleman Penitentiary, I went there. First time I've been in a situation where I was talking to guys that have 200 years, 300 years, and they're 26 and 27. I couldn't imagine it. But what I did say to them was, I don't care if you got 200 years or not, you still a father. And you still need to be a father. One brother said, man, what you mean, what you mean? I said, well, how long you been in here? He said, 10 years. I said, how old was your child when you came in? He said, she's 2. I said, so is she 2 or is she 12 now? He said, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I said, she's still living. Just because you in here, she didn't stop at 2. She's 12 now. So I had to talk to those guys like that and help them understand, you're still a father. So you still have to be a father. So we can move on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Andrea Hayward. I am from the South Carolina Campaign to Prevent Teen Pregnancy, which is located in Columbia, South Carolina. We've been in existence for 22 years now and provide capacity building support in the ways of training and technical assistance for organizations working with youth to, one, prevent pregnancy, but we also work to prevent repeat pregnancies as well. So I sit in that organization as the project coordinator of our Community Support for Young Parents program, where we fund 4 counties in our state to provide support for young families, both moms and dads. So I'm here today to learn about what you all are doing, so I can take that back to our organizations who are doing my work. So I'm happy to be here and excited to meet you all.
Good morning. I'm Linda Hawkins, and I work for the Village for Families and Children in Hartford, Connecticut. We have a grant. We're in our 6th year of this grant to work with young teen fathers. We work with dads ages 15 to 24. And you're absolutely right. The most difficult ones to reach are the 15 to 19-year-olds. So they haven't realized yet that they're important. And our grant has attached to it that the moms have to be under 21, because we were the only ones who applied for this grant, and it was originally for women. So we've worked with 350 dads to date. And the most rewarding ones are the young ones, but the most difficult to reach.
Why you passing the mic? Hold on. Why you passing the mic? Go ahead, just tell us who you are and where you from. I'm telling you, that's why I told you, not this conference. You're gonna meet people, you're gonna talk, because you know why? You're doing valuable work, and it bothers me that people do valuable work and we don't know. So I'm not gonna push you, but at least give us your name and where you're from.
Alright, my name is Sebastian. I'm with Nightlife Pediatrics Urgent Care. We provide urgent care for children up to 21 years of age, 3 months to 21 years of age, and we came here to support the conference and learn more about it.
Thank you. See? You guys familiar with this organization? You from Orlando? See? There you go. They gonna learn today.
Hello everybody, my name is Dave Austin. I'm actually representing Mr. Ryan Williams actually. I'm an entrepreneur, actually I'm an AC Tech. But me, I found myself helping young fellows that's, I guess you could say, with their parents, and their parents have no control. If you catch the kids that's running and still doing what they want to do, like cheat their mom until you just sit down. So I mean, me personally, I play my pro football, I'm a coach. I don't mind helping kids, and I actually enjoy helping kids. I'm a father-in-law, and I'm just here to learn.
Good morning. My name is Joy Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of the Gadsden County Healthy Start Coalition, which is here in Florida. We're directly west of Tallahassee, I actually learned about this conference last year. I was on my way driving back to Tallahassee from Orlando and heard Hakeem's radio spot on 94.5. But it was a week before the conference, so I couldn't get back. And so this year, I don't know how I ended up on Hakeem's listserv, but I did. And when I noticed the theme of the conference being co-parenting this year, I just had to come because one of the things that we're doing in our organization right now is really trying to focus on that, because we come across a lot of single moms. But what you don't have is a lot of those dads being involved in their lives. And so what I'm really working on at this point is trying to frame that message for the mothers, for the importance of those fathers to be in that child's life and, you know, to really work on co-parenting. So that's why I'm here today.
Hello, my name is Clarence Collins. I'm with the City of Orlando, athletics coordinator, and I'm also one of the mentors for the Michael Keith program for the City of Orlando.
Hi, I'm Marianne Carter. First, I want to apologize for coming in late. We had something else we needed to do this morning to start our morning. But I'm a school social worker for Brevard County Schools, and we work with the teen parent program, servicing any pregnant, parenting, teens, or students in Brevard County Schools.
I'm Lisa Keyser, and I work for Brevard Public Schools as well. And we also have a grant program with our teen parent program where we provide home visits and teach the teenagers how to be their child's first teacher. So we provide those home visits as well as the other services to our teenagers.
Hi, good morning. My name is Krista Gray. I am the manager of Lincoln Park Neighborhood Center and Reeves Terrace Recreation Site. I've known Mikey for a very, very long time. I met him through my husband. He's my husband's ex-supervisor, and I remember when Mikey was really working on this program. And I saw the passion that Mikey has for it. So I've always tried to attend because, you know, on behalf of my husband as well as the City of Orlando, because my husband now works in Tampa and he can't make these events, but he just wanted to wish you well, Hakeem, for success and everything. But it's been really great to see you. I think I've been to each and every one he's had. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Gabriel Ortega, and I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I work with young fathers in Santa Fe, and I work as a case manager, working with young dads. More recently, we have a new program for non-dads, for teens at risk. I personally like to say teens at risk of changing the world. But so that's our latest thing that we've taken on. And yeah, so.
Morning, I'm Johnny Wilson, also Albuquerque, New Mexico, also Young Fathers of Santa Fe, which is a misnomer now because we're in central New Mexico as well. I'm case manager, I also write the grants and the fun stuff like that.
How's it going? My name is Dave Archuleta. I live and work in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Work for Young Fathers of Santa Fe. I'm also a father. I have 2 kids, a 6-year-old girl, 9-year-old boy. I also own a small business. I own a skate shop in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which we use as a meeting space for a lot of our, or a lot of my Young Fathers activities. Thanks.
Hello everyone, I'm Claudine from Brevard Public Schools. I'm a literacy outreach assistant and we help pregnant or teen moms and dads teach literacy to their children.
Good morning everyone. My name is Leo Rodriguez and I'm with the Florida Department of Health in Henry Bates counties. There I have the pleasure of overseeing maternal, infant, and child health and visiting programs. That's Healthy Families, Healthy Start, and Nurse Family Partnership. Also, I oversee teen health in our rural counties. I think we do a great job of engaging our moms, but something like this is really missing in our, again, very rural counties, but I think it's Southwest Florida in general. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more about this and to see how we can bring this to my area.
Little man, wake him up. No. Okay, as you can see, we were talking about earlier, Ruben and I, about we started this conference and it was just Georgia, 1 state represented, and that was Brother Carl. But now we can clearly see we have far north is Connecticut and far west is Albuquerque, New Mexico, Georgia, South Carolina, numerous cities in Florida, including Miami, and there was a couple counties that I never even heard of. So you can see that we're growing and we're spreading, and people are beginning to focus on teen and young father in this country. And I've been selected to be an expert, young father's expert with the Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Adolescents Health. And when I went to one of the meetings in DC, I was surprised that of the 10 experts or 8 experts that was called to attend this meeting, there was only 2 that actually worked with fathers. The others were researchers. So we need you to look at young father's work and see if you can bring value to it, because it's sorely needed. Joe runs a community center, Callahan Community Center, and I'm going to tell you something. Those of you who have young father organizations, a lot of people don't want to give you space. They don't want to help you. Every single time I come to Joe and say, Joe, we need space to do this. We need space to do that. We need space for this. He always say, when you need it, man. What do you need? I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. And those in the city know Joe. He's just like the big teddy bear. And I never forget when he came to me and said he wanted me to give him some marriage counseling, because he was thinking about getting married. Now this brother here, he did it the right way, him and his wife. He got counseling, and he most recently had a lovely little daughter. So he's one of our newest young fathers. But we really want to recognize him today. And I don't know why I did this when Ruben is eating, because you know, Ruben, this is your part. But we want to give you a small plaque just to let you know that we wanted to recognize you, man. And I wanted to say that, you know, I love you already as a brother, but I want other people to know some of the work that you do. I probably could be here for a day telling them what you do in the community. And at this community center, they have a little golf training. It's beautiful to see all these little kids playing golf. And it's pretty big. They got a little they have a putting green, and they got a chip in, like a bunker. They have all that. And it's beautiful to see those kids all lined up with golf clubs. Kids of color enjoying themselves. They're not out getting in trouble. And Joe Center has that. So those of you from Orlando area, or if ever you're in Orlando, try to visit this center. All right. So without further ado, Joe, please. So man, you know I'm gonna get an award. I would have wore a suit. Yeah, I'm telling them. just want to introduce someone who's taking pictures. Stand up, Emerson. Emerson McLean came to me years ago. Young father. He wanted to start his own media company. He wanted to do all these great things. He has 2 lovely children who I happen to be the godfather of those 2 lovely children. And I Pose Media. See his shirt? He has his media company. And he's still in our program. He still works with other fathers. So I just want to give him and look at my son. He's with him to stand up. So he does all types of media, so you guys should really check out his site and see the work that he's doing. He's doing phenomenal work. And we're proud of him. He's come a long way, he's grown. He's that young father that we want to get, who might not have been so sure about fatherhood, but turns out to be a great, great dad and great young man. Crystal, now you get the food. It's time for you to read. Oh, you helping someone else? Crystal, come. Don't get them when they started to eat. But you know it was coming. Our next recipient, we're going to read their bio. Read bio.
Our next recipient is Stephanie Bowman, founder and president of One Heart for Women and Children, a nonprofit organization that provides food, clothing, and other needed resources to women, children, and families while in transition. Stephanie was homeless 17 years ago, and her daughters were young. After the community helped her get back on her feet and gain her self-esteem back, she vowed to help as many women, children, and families to do the same. Stephanie teaches parenting classes, life skills, and a children's resiliency program called Bounce. One Heart helps over 3,000 people a month with resources and is 100% volunteer run. Congratulations, Stephanie.
I want to thank you guys for being here today, and thank you for what you do here in the community, because it's so important. I once upon a time was one of the moms that I didn't know how to be a mom, and I ended up losing my children to the state. They were with a family that loved them and gave them 100% of what they needed, and also taught them about God. So when they came back into my custody, my daughters were actually teaching me about God. And it was really amazing because God is a big part of our life today. So 7 years ago, we decided we wanted to do something for the community that other people had given to us. So we started a nonprofit organization where we provide food, clothing, and different resources to families. And as they come in, what we like to really, what I believe is that when people walk in, they get to see a glimmer of that hope, because they're seeing other moms that are there with their kids as they're in volunteering, helping other people. So as they're working side by side, as you all see, as they're working side by side with other mothers, with their children, they're learning from that, so that they can go back home and they can take that information and they can go back and bring it back into the home, and then they can go back and teach other people how to do it as well. So I just want to thank you guys for everything that you all do, and for just all the hard dedication, because there's, as he said, most of us, we do a lot of volunteer work. We're 100% volunteer at One Heart for Women and Children, and we do it for the same reasons that you all do it, because it comes straight from our heart. So thank you all again.
While they take this picture, I just want to tell you, the first time I went to Steph's place, I was like in awe and shock, because it was just looked like a little building, I walked through that door, it seemed like I was walking for days. One side, clothes. Other side, toys. Other side, food. I mean, she's being very, just like most people, they don't want to talk themselves up too much, but your facility was just amazing to me. And our Christmas party we give annually, they just said, how many toys, how many kids in the family, what's the ages, and we had a bunch of toys. Each kid had a big, I mean, not just one little beat up toy. I'm talking about, so the work that she's done, I mean, with food, clothes, toys, is just phenomenal. And I just could not pass up giving her this recognition in public today. Thank you.
Our next honoree for this afternoon is Larry Williams. Larry Williams attended primary, middle, and high school in Ocala, Florida. He graduated from Vanguard High School and then matriculated at Central Florida Community College, earning an AS in General Studies. Larry then transferred to the University of Central Florida, go Knights, earning a BS in psychology. He also earned an advanced degree in counseling and psychology from Troy State University. Mr. Williams entered the field of public service in 1983 as a health service representative with the Orange County Health Department. His tenure with Orange County Health Department lasted for 25 years. Mr. Williams was one of the first African Americans in the 1980s in Orange County and the state of Florida to address HIV among African Americans. He also established one of the first Office of Minority Health at the Health Department in the state. And with the establishment of that office, Mr. Williams became the first employee with Orange County Health Department to establish a new department since 1934. He retired early to pursue his life's calling, to serve the inner city. Currently, he is the executive director of Simeon Resource and Development Center for Men, Incorporated. Mr. Simeon is the only agency of its kind in the state of Florida, created specifically to address the socioeconomic status of Black men. However, the agency serves a diverse group of clients. We help people who have somehow fallen through the cracks come up with an immediate and practical strategy to create financial independence and self-esteem. We have served over 3,000 males since 2008. Mr. Williams is a classically trained stage actor, a playwright, in which he wrote and produced a play about HIV in the Black community in collaboration with Mount Pleasant Missionary Baptist Church, No Longer Bound, and has produced several educational videos as well. His treasured moments are caring for his 97-year-old mother. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Marquis, for this recognition, and also thank you for the work that you do. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Now, Larry, I was in the kitchen for 2 minutes, and you was up there taking a picture. Larry is like a brother to me. When I came to Florida, didn't know one person. He gave me the lowdown of Orlando, where you can get work done, where you should go, who I should talk to. So Larry does phenomenal work with men, and it's nice that you are so gracious. But Larry does a lot of work for, and Sharon Wiley over there, ain't gonna get away with Sharon. These people they were so nice to me coming here, when most people would bet that I was gonna fail, and betting that no one was gonna, get involved in these programs. The young men weren't gonna be involved. These two right there, look at them, look at Sharon's smile. Those two there were gracious, man, and I thank you guys a lot.
Thank you. Our third honoree is Jenny Joseph. trained midwife and women's health advocate, moved to the United States in 1989 and began a journey which has culminated in the formation of an innovative maternal child health care system, the JJ Way. She is the founder, owner, and clinical director of The Birthplace, a freestanding birthing facility in Winter Garden, Florida, and the Easy Access Women's Health Clinic in Pine Hills. Jenny has operated her own nonprofit corporation, Common Sense Childbirth Incorporated, since 1998 with a mission to ensure that all women have access to quality health care. Due to the poor birth outcomes experienced by low-income and uninsured women, she has established outreach clinics for pregnant women who are most at risk for a low birth weight or premature baby. Her Easy Access clinics offer quality maternity and gynecological care for all, regardless of their choice of delivery site or ability to pay, and has successfully reduced perinatal disparities. Jenny's state licensed school, Common Sense Childbirth School of Midwifery, trains and certifies midwives, doulas, and perinatal community health workers, emphasizing culturally competent and community-focused care. The National Perinatal Task Force is her most recent initiative and sets out to raise awareness, develop the workforce, and eliminate racial disparities in maternal child health once and for all. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I am humbled and honored because it's been a long time. I got on the plane in 1989 and actually I came to Disney, I really did, on purpose. You know, I brought a 2-year-old with me, I was a single mom. And I met my future husband and we came back, got married, and I've been here since, so 26 years. And the most encouraging thing is the community and the strength of this community. Larry, you probably don't remember, but the first time I met Larry was probably 1990 or 91, and it was here in this area at one of the health fairs. I think it was an old Walgreens or something, and you were doing the HIV testing in that corner. And I'll never forget that. And so the community have strengthened, and we keep working on this problem around birth outcomes. We're not seeing a whole big change, but we know it's possible. So I appreciate all of you, and I'm glad to be here because the fathers are the missing link, and we keep pushing them out and we keep putting them aside. But when it comes to improving outcomes so that we can have healthy babies for all, we must involve the dads. So Haki, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you stood for and what you continue to stand for. And I'm really grateful to be part of this effort. Thank you so much.
Jenny was surprised when I called her, and I don't think she realized that I knew the work she's been doing in the community for years. And I told her, I've been following you. I've been following you. I just wanted to get the opportunity to partner with you so that those fathers being pushed out, that we can really help them to be involved. Because there's nothing better to see a teen father proud and happy that his child is born, and not looking at it as though it's a burden or his life is ruined. You know, watching him push the stroller down the street. That sight to me, that's why I'm always, it's my